Open on black. A single work light flickers on over a concrete floor, and the low hum of a garage door rolling up cuts through the silence. The camera doesn't rush. It lets the reveal breathe. Sitting under that light is not a supercar. It isn't wrapped in carbon fiber, and it isn't wearing a badge people brag about at parties. It's a $30,000 car. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it did something a $150,000 Tesla couldn't. Cut to exterior shots of the budget car. Slow, orbiting pass. Golden hour lights sweeping across every panel. The kind of shot usually reserved for cars 10 times the price. Most people assume price tells you everything you need to know about a car. Spend more, get more. Simple math, right? That's what the Tesla owner 2 lanes over believes. That's what the marketing wants you to believe. But somewhere between the spec sheet and the actual driving experience, that math starts to fall apart. And today, we're going to watch it fall apart in real time. Let's start with the number nobody wants to say out loud. The price gap. $120,000. That's the difference between these two cars. That's a house down payment. That's 4 years of college, paid in full. That's 5 of the car sitting under this garage light, with enough left over for a decade of gas, if it needed any. So the real question was never, which car is better? It's what, exactly, are you paying for when you spend 5 times as much? Cut to a clean side-by-side spec comparison. Acceleration, range, interior tech, rendered as sharp animated UI graphics, numbers ticking upward like a countdown clock. On paper, the Tesla should win everywhere. Faster off the line, longer range, a badge that turns heads at every stoplight, every school pickup line, every parking lot in America. And for years, that was the entire story. More money bought you more car. Full stop, no debate. But the budget option never got that memo. It shows up with nearly the same real-world range, a cabin that doesn't feel like an afterthought, and technology that doesn't ask you to pay a monthly subscription to unlock a feature you already own. That last part is worth sitting with for a second. Because somewhere along the way, buying a car quietly turned into leasing your own dashboard. Heated seats behind a paywall. Extra range gated behind a software update sold separately. It's easy to miss when you're staring at 0 to 60 numbers, but it's exactly the kind of thing that turns up on a bill 3 months after you've already signed the loan. Cut to interior shots, close-ups of the dashboard, hands resting on the wheel, quiet city driving B-roll under a soft, warm color grade. So we didn't just compare spec sheets. We lived with both cars for a week. Real errands, real traffic, real charging stops, no closed course, no perfect conditions. And that's where the story actually turns. The Tesla was faster in a straight line. No surprise there. But the cheaper car finished the week with more money still in its owner's pocket, a shorter wait at every charger, and a battery that didn't flinch on a 100-degree afternoon. No 4-figure repair bill. No anxious glance at a dropping range estimate in traffic. Just a car that did its job and got out of the way. Cut to a quieter, emotional beat. The driver sitting alone in the car at dusk, hands off the wheel, windows down, watching the last light fade over the hood. Here's the moment that actually embarrassed the Tesla, and it isn't a drag race. Anyone can drop a bigger battery into a heavier car and win a straight line. That's not a discovery, that's physics. What nobody expected was this. At the end of 7 days, the person driving the $30,000 car wasn't thinking about what it couldn't do. They were thinking about everything it didn't need to prove. No performance to defend. No premium to justify at every dinner party. Just a car, doing exactly what it promised, for a fraction of what it's supposed to cost to feel that settled behind the wheel. Cut back to both cars parked side by side under a streetlight, camera slowly pulling back to a wide, still shot. And that's really what this comes down to. Not horsepower, not 0 to 60 times. It comes down to a simple, uncomfortable question the entire car industry doesn't want you asking out loud. What if the expensive badge isn't buying you anything the affordable car doesn't already give you? What if the thing you've been told is aspirational is actually just optional, a story sold to you, not a feature you actually needed. Look, this isn't an attack on anyone who owns a Tesla, and it isn't a takedown for the sake of a takedown. It's a recalculation. Because somewhere in the last decade, we all agreed that the price of entry for a genuinely good car had to be six figures. And maybe that was true for a while. But if a $30,000 car can quietly out-argue a $150,000 one in the ways that actually shape a normal life, the ways that show up on a bank statement instead of a spec sheet, then that agreement is worth breaking. So no, the $30,000 car didn't beat the Tesla on a racetrack, and it was never trying to. It beat it in every place that actually matters to a person writing a check every month. And that's a story worth more than any 0 to 60 number ever could be. If you've ever felt like the best car was priced out of your reach, this is the video that proves it might not be. Final shot. Both cars fade to silhouette against the sunset. Engine sounds fading into silence. Stick around, because next, we're breaking down exactly how they pulled the price down this far, and whether it's going to hold up a year from now. If this made you rethink what expensive actually buys you, that's the whole point. Let me know down in the comments which one you'd actually park in your driveway.